Hi everyone, today I'm going to be taking you through how to export an Autocad file to a PDF. This is something that students often have problems with because in AutoCAD, if you go to the top left and you click on the AutoCAD symbol, you will see that there's an export option and PDF. And this is kind of a bit of a misleader in AutoCAD because that can actually cause many problems with previews and printing. Parts of the drawing won't show, parts of the drawing won't print. So to properly export this as a PDF and to make sure that you know 100% that your drawing is going to print off to scale accurately, what we need to do is go to the very bottom left of our screen, and I'm working in AutoCAD 2020. You'll have layout 1 and layout 2. If I click on layout 1, you'll see that it brings me to a page with my drawing on it. And automatically I know that my drawing is not to scale here because it doesn't fill the borders of the page. I've already printed this off and used this drawing in the past, so I know exactly that it should fit to that border. So we're going to select that viewport and we're going to delete it. We're going to delete it straight off the bat and get a nice clean page, because the first thing we're going to do is size this page according to what we want to print. To do that, go back to the AutoCAD symbol in the top left, click and go down to print and go to page setup. Now this brings you to all of your page setups. You could have quite a few in here, and the one you want corresponds to the viewport you are currently in. So I'm in layout 1, so I need to modify the layout 1 page setup. So I'm going to click on modify, and first thing I'm going to do is, this is where we are telling AutoCAD we want a PDF. So where it says printer plotter and name, we're going to click on that. Now DWG to PDF tends to work the best. I've never had any problems with it, so I would recommend selecting that one. Next thing is to determine what paper size you want. If you're not quite sure how big your paper needs to be, you can always come back and change this, don't worry. I know that it needs to be A1, so I'm going to click on this and scroll to A1, and I'll get a little preview in this window here, and it will actually tell me in the drawing orientation how the drawing's currently placed, so you should know about that. And there's a few other settings you might be interested in if you've got special plot styles, if you've got things like transparency, but for the most part, you will just need to change those settings there. Once you're happy with your paper size and that you've selected it to PDF, click OK. And you might see that your paper suddenly jumps up, so you know that that's working. But you'll also know that it's worked because the plot size will have changed. So I know that that measurement is A1, so we're all good. Now that we've corrected the paper size, all I need to do is bring in that viewport. So if you type Viewport on your keyboard, it will come up with that. So I'm going to click on the first option here. I only want one viewport because I just want to show the overall drawing. I'm just going to click on single and click OK. And then all we do is draw that out. Brill. Now, even though my drawing now fills the page, it might not be 100% correct to scale. So to correct that, I'm going to click on the viewport. You can see that the border goes to a bolder black there. To correct the scale, in the bottom right hand corner you will see a number. It's almost always 0.0 something, but when you hover over it, it'll say scale of the selected viewport. If we click on that, it gives you a long list of scales, and when I click on each one, you can see that the drawing sizes accordingly. Now this is actually drawn in 1:25, and I don't have that option here. And likewise, if you don't have the correct scale for your drawing, that's okay. If you scroll right to the bottom, there's an option that says custom. And what I'm going to do is nothing appears here. So I'm going to click add. I'm going to call it 1 to 25, and then the scale 1 paper unit to 25 drawing units, and click OK. And then it should appear in the list. So hit OK there, select the viewport again, go back down to scale, and here is the 1 to 25 that I've just added, and you can see that it scales up spot on. Brill! Now I've got an A1 piece of paper, my drawing is scaled correctly, so now is the time where we go back up to the Autocad logo, export, PDF, save it to my documents, call it whatever. Make sure it's set to DWG to PDF or however you set it previously when you were doing the page setup. Click save and we are good to go. And most of you who have troubles exporting as PDF will know that when you open a preview, certain parts of your drawing are missing, and we can always then go and open that drawing to just double check that everything is absolutely fine. And in this case it is. Everything there is plotted correctly. So that is how to export any AutoCAD drawing on any size piece of paper that you like correctly to scale.